On today's Olympic Hockey Daily, presented by Locked On NHL, we're talking all things Canada versus Team USA. Then we're going to wrap up the preliminary round action with final placements heading into the quarterfinals.
You're Locked On NHL, your daily podcast on the National Hockey League. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to this Olympic Hockey edition of Locked On NHL. I'm Rachel Donner from Locked On Flyers. I'm on Twitter at rmiriam. I'm here with Ann Kimmel of Locked On Predators. How's it going, Ann? And where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at AnnK_Mama on Ice. And I am a little tired, Rachel. How about you?
Listen, I was so amped after the USA-Canada game last night. I couldn't go to sleep for another hour afterwards. There was so much in that game, and we will absolutely be talking all about it. Thanks for making Locked On NHL your first listen every day. We are free and available on all your favorite podcasting platforms, and you can watch us over on YouTube. So check us out over there. Before we get to that USA-Canada matchup, just a little bit of follow-up news on Team ROC and their COVID situation. Polina Bulgareva tested positive after that game with the huge delay versus Canada. And if you recall, they wore masks during that game. In the follow-up game that ROC had against Finland, Team Finland wore masks in the game and ROC did not. So it's not a good look, gotta say.
It's not great. Well, first of all, this is not great news for Team ROC because Polina Bulgareva has had a great tournament so far. So that's a loss for them. But yeah, the whole let's stay on top of this and let's not let this get out of control and not wearing masks and all that. It's a little bit concerning as we move through this tournament. It's not a great look, Rachel. You said it best.
All right, now let's talk about what we are here for today, and that is the 4-2 victory by Team Canada over Team USA in their preliminary round matchup. Man, this game had everything. I feel like Stefan, New York's hottest club, is USA versus Canada. There were so many shots on goal. There were so many penalties. But what was your overall impression of this matchup?
This was great hockey. Like, it was one of those games where you couldn't look away because there was always something going on. And it was so exciting. It lived up to what my expectations were. I'm not saying that the outcome is necessarily what I had hoped for, but this was just a phenomenal hockey game and worth all of the billing. And I think everybody who watched this game really is hoping for a rematch in the gold medal round because it was just an exciting hockey game start to finish. Thought Team USA controlled a lot of the game, but Canada takes advantage of the chances that they're given. And when you can do that, you're in every game. So great game, evenly matched teams. And we're going to break down some more of the statistics about it. But Rachel, what was your overall impression as you watched this game?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think the biggest thing for Team USA was lack of ability to finish, that they
Mm-hmm.
had so much puck possession and control. They're able to cycle the puck, but they were kept to the outside by a really strong defensive structure by Team Canada. And, they were just blocking lanes, they were blocking shots, and Team USA just couldn't get access to net front. And then you have Ann-Renée Desbiens, who puts
Oh
on a
gosh.
clinic facing 53 shots on goals for Team USA.
Mhm. Yeah, she was incredible in goal and really never, despite the fact that USA really had a lot of possession, a lot of time in the offensive zone, like you said, she was just cool, calm, and collected. Never at all did the game feel like it was getting played a second ahead of her. She was just phenomenal in net. And, Maddie Rooney also had a good game, but I really think that Ann-Renée Desbiens really was the kind of the star of the whole show.
Yeah, I think the other big element to this game was the dreadful power play of Team
Oh
USA.
gosh.
And we've been talking about this all tournament
Mhm.
long so far, that Canada is a team that's not afraid to take penalties because they know their penalty kill is that good. On 23 PKs in the tournament in total so far, they've only allowed 2 goals.
That's
And
incredible.
it is incredible. And I think they're just so confident in that penalty kill, and it's a power kill, let's be real. You know, they
Yes.
can they can create offense on their penalty kill as well, that they were just willing to give up those chances, and Team USA just could not capitalize. I don't know what's going on with their power play system. It has not been good for a
Mhm.
little while now, and they just kept to that exterior system of
Yes.
passing around the perimeter that wasn't gonna get them anywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I also think that Canada played such an aggressive kill. I mean, they were on the point person. There was no space at the top at all. And really were not allowing any lanes. It was very difficult for USA to get that puck close to the net. And I agree
Mhm.
with you. That's something they're going to have to address because when you get that many opportunities and you can't capitalize on them, you're giving the game away. But, Canada's got such a strong kill, and if they can play aggressive and it not cost them, I think we're going to continue to see them play the same style of hockey through the rest of the tournament.
And of course, if you're gonna give a penalty shot opportunity to Marie-Philip Poulin, it's just gonna go in. Like, those
Like,
are the
yeah.
rules. I don't make them. That's just the rules.
Well, I know I was thinking just go ahead and change the score. Like before she even touches the
Yeah.
puck, just change the score because that's just too big of an ask for Rooney in net to on a penalty shot with MPP. Like you just know what's going to happen.
So, what do you think, should these teams meet again in the gold medal game? What do you think Team USA has to do differently?
I think you've already hit the nail on the head with things like the power play. And I know that they made some adjustments to the power play during the game yesterday, but they just didn't seem to be able to solve that the issue of getting the puck in net, getting bodies in the slot where they could get a tip in or a rebound. They just weren't able to penetrate at all. And I think Canada's going to continue to do Canada, and unless and until you can take advantage of that and make it make them pay for that, they're going to keep playing that way. And I think special teams is going to be a huge key. I loved the offensive zone time that Team USA had. I felt like,
Mhm.
they really were great on puck possession. And there were some, even in the beginning, I think Canada in the first period had some giveaways that they cleaned up as the game went on, but USA still wasn't able to take advantage of some of that. So I think USA has to find a way to capitalize on the few mistakes that Canada is going to make and the opportunities they're going to get. They just didn't do that last night.
Yeah, I think they have to find a way to do that, but keep the good things that they did in this game going, and
Mhm.
keep that puck possession and that pressure on that they had throughout the game. So it'll be a tall order, but I think they can do it if
Yes.
they get the chance.
I know. I would agree with you on that. Who would you say was last night's MVP of the game?
I mean, it's Ann-Renée Desbiens.
Mhm. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, there's another side to the tournament that wrapped up their preliminary round play. We'll talk about the rest of Group A and Group B's results after we talk about our friends at Bet Online. Bet Online has you covered this season with more props, odds, and likes than ever before as football continues its march through the playoffs right to the big game coming up. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just football. BetOnline has up to the minute info on pro and college hoops, the NHL, boxing, UFC, along with live real-time updates of current games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the new and amazing offers for the 2022 season. Bet online, where the game starts. Once again, thanks for making Locked On NHL your first listen every day. We are free and available on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. All right, Anne. So now we have all of our preliminary results in Group A. Of course, Canada is in the first slot, US is in the second slot. And there had been a complicated situation for the bottom three, that the outcome of that last Finland versus ROC game from this morning determined. But because
Hmm.
Finland won in regulation by 5 goals because of the goal differential tiebreakers,
Yeah.
Finland is going to be in that third slot for Group A. ROC is in fourth, and Switzerland is in fifth.
Yeah. How do you feel about those rankings? Do you feel like everybody kind of landed where they needed to be?
I would say so. I think I might have expected pre-tournament for Switzerland to maybe be one spot higher. Like, I might have swapped out ROC and Switzerland, but I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that, definitely. Switzerland has struggled this tournament. It's been a little bit surprising now. Not that we felt like they were going to come in and take out USA or Canada, but it seems like
Right.
they've really struggled to get their footing through the tournament. So, very interesting Group A, the way that it has shaken out. Group B, a little bit more straightforward, which has been very good. How does Group B look to you, Rachel?
Well, Japan clinched Group B with a win over Czechia 3-2. Toko Haruka had 2 goals for Japan, and
Mhm.
despite the fact that Czechia outshot Japan 38-25, that game went to overtime and a shootout. Once again, there was a 1 goal determination for the shootout, and that was Kubo Hane for Japan. So that locks Japan in that 1 slot, like I said,
Mhm.
and then Czechia in the 2 spot.
Yeah. And that another one of those games where you just kind of have to sit and watch it come down to the wire. That could have gone either way, but I really like Japan kind of landing
Hmm.
where they landed. And the
I'm
Czech
so
Republic,
impressed with them.
yes, they really have shown up strong in this tournament. And I like where Czech Republic has landed as well. And then we have Sweden and Denmark and China. How did they kind of land at the end of this tournament or the end of preliminaries, Rachel?
So the final preliminary matchup between Sweden and Denmark was going to determine their positioning in the tournament. And uh, either one of them winning in regulation would have them leapfrog China into that
Hmm.
third and final spot in Group B into the quarterfinals. The Swedish team was able to overcome and won 3-1. So Sweden, after a very rough start to the tournament, ends up in the quarterfinal elimination round after all. They're going to face Canada in that first game,
Oh,
obviously.
welcome.
But listen, you have to give them a ton of credit. And I would say, especially their goaltender, Emma Soderberg, she played all
Hmm.
4 games for Team Sweden and kept them in it, even when it seemed like they weren't getting anything done offensively in
Hmm.
some of the earlier games in the tournament. So it's really good to see her get a win.
Yeah, for sure. Is there a team that really stood out to you or that surprised you the most through the preliminaries?
Yeah, I might say that I think Finland wasn't as strong as maybe I would
Mhm.
have expected. And then I think I've just been extra, like I said, impressed with Team Japan and
Mhm.
them winning Group B. I think that, you might have either picked them or Czechia to win the group. And just with some, hometown or home country motivation, maybe China would have eked their way into the
Mhm.
quarterfinals, but they weren't able to, which is kind of sad for them, I think. They've been working really hard, and that Kunlun Red Star program is really good. So, I hope for good things for them in the future for sure. But yeah, I think, Team Japan for me is a team that I had not considered being like a fan of or rooting for particularly, and now
Right.
I think I am.
I don't judge that at all. For me, I think the biggest surprise was I'm surprised how much Switzerland has struggled to kind of get their footing. I felt like that they've had, some opportunity for some good goaltending, but it seems like they just are not able to sort of find their game when they've needed to. So that's been disappointing. And again, I think the USA Canada game last night lived up to its billing. And I think everybody is going to really be watching these quarterfinals and the semifinals because I don't know how you don't pull for a rematch of that game for sure in a gold medal round. So it's been a lot of great women's hockey so far in these Olympic Games and lots of great hockey still to come.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, there's a men's tournament that is starting.
There
And
is.
so we are going to cover that on tomorrow's show. We're going to look at the women's tournament quarterfinals, look at all the matchups and the
Mhm.
schedule. And then we are going to bring back Russ Cohen, who does prospect reporting for Elite Prospects. And we're going to look at all of the existing NHL prospects in the men's tournament, as well as a couple of draft eligible prospects for everybody to be on the lookout for during the tournament. So thanks again for listening to today's Olympic Hockey Daily and have a great day.